the very first day of freshman year, where it was Professor Carlin, Ben Carlin. Look on the individual to your right, look on the individual to your left, and folks, only one of you will be here next year. That scared the hell out of me.
I wasn't afraid, but I was going to miss the guys next to me, you know.
The first year was probably the best and the worst experience of my life. I never thought I was capable of doing that much work.
The law school material was not that much more difficult than undergrad. It was just so much more. I mean, the work was just unbelievable as far as what you had to do to prepare for class.
I remember some of the classes, some of the professors, one in particular, Schulman, who was, everybody feared him. Anybody that was unprepared that was called on, they thought they were literally going to melt in their chairs. And I found that to be one of the most interesting and exciting classes because you were prepared for it.
I can recall my thoughts about law school. Now it's time to get serious about life. The premises that we were on, it was not exactly illustrious, but you could kind of tell from the get-go that the teachers were all pretty sharp guys.
After midterms, I hadn't done so well in torts. So I joined Mike's study group because his study group had done very well in torts. And for the final exam, I brought them down to my level. That's a true story.
I'm very happy that, with the education that I had has helped me, succeed.
I met my wife, which was one of the exciting things, my senior year, right at the end of my senior year, in the basement of this very building at the coffee machine. We have been married now, it'll be 49 years in a few months, and have 4 children. In fact, we talked for 3 hours before my last final exam, which I will remember because I obviously wasn't concentrating on my final exam.
I believe our tuition for the whole year was $1,000, which really knocks the socks off of lots of people.
I don't think it was that much. I think it was $300 a semester.
Oh, 300 times 3, isn't that 1,000?
Pretty close, but I think we only had 2 semesters.
And there was a bond. I don't know if it was intentional or not on the part of the faculty, but you sure come away with the sense of it's us against them.
Our student lounge was in the basement of 5229 Cass, consisting of nothing but vending machines. So if you didn't brown bag it, I mean, you had your choice of stale sandwiches or whatever.
We were one of the least competitive classes with the exception of 1 or 2 students that I'd ever seen.
Judge Tarnow was one of the last individuals who came to law school without an undergrad degree.
So he probably is younger than us, even though he looks much older.
That's true.
Yeah.
Still has the same sweater.
Yeah.
We did have some nice parties, and our illustrious alum, Mr. Stephen Ross, also used to make his apartment available for us. As a result of some of the parties at his apartment, I don't think anybody spent more than maybe a night or 2 in jail. Freshman year, my real concern wasn't whether I would have grades enough. It was, would there be a world still in existence? Because that was the year of the Cuban Missile Crisis.
And I'm coming up the stairs to go to class, and somebody says, "Hey, Mass, did you hear?" I said, "Heard what?" He says, "They shot President Kennedy." Never forget that.
This was the height of Vietnam, the war, 62 to 65, and my senior year, they were drafting people left and right.
I think Selma was going on while we were in law school. And didn't George Edwards and maybe another couple of the guys that were a little younger than us, didn't they end up going down there and marching? I think George Edwards did.
I first started in affordable housing because I was able to sell the tax shelter using my legal background in terms of structuring deals, which I had learned while I was in Detroit as a tax lawyer.
I was able to clerk towards the end of my law school, which helped me immensely in deciding that I really did want to become an attorney.
I enjoyed Wayne so much, the contacts that I made. I love my profession, and if it hadn't been for Wayne State, I'd be doing something else that I probably wouldn't have liked as much.
Through the 47 years or so that I practiced on my own, I never hesitated to call one of my classmates. Larry Turner knew a lot of stuff about property, and Mike Friedman about criminal law, and everybody has always been very friendly and helpful to one another.
A lot of people go to law school because of the idea they want to be lawyers, but I think it's a great background. I'd have your mind opened up to other things. I think it can lead into a lot of other opportunities. And I would just soak everything in and put yourself in a position to grow.
Anything you can do to broaden your horizons will be good in life, let alone your law school.
Be prepared, read, and read some more.
Get through law school, go to New York, then buy some real estate, and maybe you too, young man, will own a pro football team in your lifetime.
We are all proud to say we graduated from Wayne State. I'm not sure we could get in now.
That's true.
This wasn't a fancy place. It was a place where most people who came here either couldn't go somewhere else, couldn't afford to go somewhere else, or weren't sure what they wanted to do. And I think that's an environment that's actually pretty healthy. And as I look back on it, I'm pretty proud of my Wayne State University law school experience.
And I think Wayne State was a great place. The opportunities are there. It's a question for an individual to take advantage of it.
When people, where'd you get your law degree? I'd proudly say Wayne State University. And as evidenced by this beautiful building that they now have, I don't see why anybody would want to go anywhere else if you're in the Detroit area.
If you think this was great, we want to thank you for having such low standards.